Hey YouTube, what you know good? He is the Reverend and we're back with some more of that fresh art goodness. So, what are we doing today? Well, today is day 15 of OC-tober, where I did illustrations of OCs of my own creation as well as those done by fellow artists and comrades and friends of mine. Today, for 15, we have yet another OC I made that was also a character I designed for the fanfiction slash web novel I was making based on the world of Kenko Cross's Monster Girl Encyclopedia. The character's name is Shiki Raoka, and she is part of the same clan as our main character, Nuka Kazan. In the world of the Monster Girl Encyclopedia, monsters have in the past been like the usual monsters of folklore, man-eating beasts, etc., etc., all led by a demon lord. But recently, during the time of the encyclopedia's writing, the new demon lord is a succubus, and she's used her power to essentially transmogrify all these monsters into a bunch of females, all of which no longer want to eat humans but wish to breed with humans. Because of this, both males and females are in danger of these monsters, but in a completely different way. When it comes to the males, it's pretty obvious. All these monster girls wish to essentially abduct them, breed with them, and make more monsters. And all the female humans are in danger of what they call monsterization. Women run the risk of essentially becoming monsters. Our main character Nuka is part of a clan of wandering nomadic hunters, inspired by like Native American tribes, known as the Clan of the Black Fang. These are hunters that travel like a pack of wolves and follow what they call the spirit of the wolf. Unfortunately, many of the Black Fang have been taken away by these new monsters ever since the whole transmogrification. Way back when the Black Fang were successful in hunting monsters all the time, but with the new generation of monsters happening to be these monster girls who don't eat people but do, a lot of the males have been taken, and a lot of the females have been transmogrified and have become monsters, which means most of the clan has been picked off until now. There is only our boy Nuka. Now, during one of the last chapters I wrote down before I, put everything on the hiatus when it comes to writing this, Nuka was traveling to find a way off of the continent and away from the rule of the king that is hunting for his execution. Now, during his travels, he enters a forest, looking for a mountain, specifically just a good vantage point to see where he's going next. During his travels, he does a little fishing, and while he's making his way to find a nice place to set up camp for the night, he notices that someone swiped some of his fish. During the camp, he hears some human getting attacked, and the people who are attacking him is a pack of werewolves. One of those werewolves is one of his old clansmates, which is this character here, Shiki. During an expedition a few years prior to this, she had essentially been ambushed by a bunch of werewolves, and that's the pack she's with right now. She seems to have been driven a little berserk by the whole transmogrification. I mean, she still has her same personality, but no longer following the spirit of the wolf like the rest of the Black Fang, or at the very least not having such a strong connection to it. She's under the impression that whatever voice she's hearing now is the spirit of the wolf, but it's something else. The spirit of wolf, the spirit of the wolf was never addressed as like a she, usually a he or an it, usually an it. But Shiki hears some voice. She assumes it's the spirit of the wolf, but it's a she. This gives you the implication that she's hearing something. There's something driving her right now, but I never really explained what it is. Is it just her own imagination? Is it the current demon lord herself driving her to locate members of her, old clan and collecting them? Who knows? I never really made it clear. I mean, if I continue writing this, I'll definitely make it clear. But the big thing that makes her so unsettling when it comes to her reunion with her clansmate Nuka is because there is a code that the Black Fang abide by while they're still active. There's a motto the Black Fang use. It's we run, we fight, we survive. They run, being nomadic and nomadic hunters traveling for as long as they need to. They fight as bounty hunters, mercenaries, assassins. Each hunt brings power, money, honor, and they survive. By that, I mean after fighting and earning enough to support the family and clan, they survive, retiring. Once they've shown how they earn the right to survive, they retire from the hunt and they start training the next generation. Be it just the new people who have been the new younger generation from other people who have retired or their own family. With each generation, the cycle continues and they create stronger warriors. But the thing is, the run and fight steps are mandatory. In other words, the whole retire and training the next generation, usually requiring you to mate with a partner and make a new generation, can't do it until you've earned that right by earning enough to safely retire. You never settle down before you do that, which makes it really paranoia inducing when Shiki tries to separate Nuka from the werewolves and get some alone time so she can essentially make her new clan. That just goes against the original tradition of the Black Fang. But what she's basically saying is that she basically wants to make a new clan with him. The idea of the Black Fang with werewolves, she's basically given up on the original tribe. And there's no telling if there is any actual survivors of the Black Fang besides him that haven't been taken by monsters or have become monsters. I do plan to eventually get back to this one, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens between the two of them, because even though this is a chapter where they run into each other and these werewolves and we see what Shiki's plans are, they are interrupted because her plans don't necessarily mesh well with the alpha of that particular tribe, that pack of werewolves, which leads to you wondering, is there dissension? Smell this? When it comes to the pack, is she gonna betray the alpha, or is anyone gonna join her if she does that? I leave that open. But the idea is that after this whole brush and Nuka escaping that whole situation, I was planning for eventually them to meet up again, and in less violent and desperate circumstances, where maybe these two could actually catch up on old times from Black Fang to Black Fang, rather than him worrying about his situation with a human and a monster. I do have a few ideas coming up after this as well. After this particular chapter, there is another, confrontation with some of the characters in the past, including a knight who is desperately after Nuka's head. And I honestly, the more I think about this, the more I look back on these stories, the more I'm like, yeah, I really need to continue this. But I really should, at first, like maybe rewrite a good chunk of this. I only have about 34 pages worth of actual worth of novel here. And if I wanted to actually, expand this to something worth, like, say, if I wanted to maybe make this as big enough to be considered like a light novel like volume, I'm really gonna have to add some stuff. But I just was never really good at expanding my extending what I want to say into just long lengths. I usually try to keep it as concise and as compact as possible, shorten it down. But when you read light novels, man, sometimes they just kind of just like, it takes forever for them to just say one thing. I don't know how they do it, but I could always just add some extra chapters here and there, because I do have a good stopping point where I am right now. That would have been a perfect opportunity to be like the end of one volume, but a lot of work here and there. But we'll cross that bridge if I ever get there. But for now, let's go ahead and just wrap it up. As always, thanks for watching. Y'all take it easy. Memento mori, and I will catch you all in the next one. Kill the feed.
走れソリよ風のように月見原をパドルパドル
It's the middle of fucking July.